Hello. It's a bit dark, it's a bit late, but you join me outside King's Cross again. I seem to be starting a lot of my videos here. I'm not quite sure why that is, but nonetheless, today I'm wearing an LNER mask because today we are doing a bit of a trip report. So I'm going to be traveling with LNER from here at King's Cross up to York, in York, and reviewing LNER. It's in standard class. We booked a couple of tickets, so let's see what it's like. So up there you can see my train. It's the 18:30 to Edinburgh. Calling it all those places, I'm not going to list it out. But it's on platform 2, so we need to make our way over there now because it's leaving pretty soon.
On the way to my platform, I passed a red Class 387. These are notable because they usually operate with Gatwick Express. However, at the time of recording, a few were on loan to Great Northern. Anyway, in the end, I did find my platform, and found my train to be sat opposite a Hull Trains unit.
I'm quite excited for this because I've never been on one of the Azuma sets before. So I travelled with Lumo to Edinburgh. You can check that video out up there, I think. They were pretty good. These are pretty much the same train, so yeah. I've heard the seats aren't as good, but we shall see.
For today's journey, I found myself sitting in coach A at the front of the train. Since I was hungry and hadn't had time to purchase food beforehand, one of the first things I decided to do upon boarding the train was take a look at their onboard catering delivery service thing, but found it to be unavailable. The seat itself is fairly solid and not as comfortable as on the Lumo trains, but with that said, I didn't find them to be uncomfortable either. I know seat comfort is a very controversial topic when it comes to these Hitachi built trains, so let me know what you think in the comments. Underneath your seat, you'll find a standard 3-pin plug socket, which I can confirm did work. I'm hardly the tallest person in the world, but found legroom to be perfectly alright. There is also a folding, extendable tray table and window blind. I forgot to get a clip of the window blind, so enjoy this one from my Lumo trip. The blinds are of identical design, so it shouldn't matter. Back on LNER, I was trying to get some nice shots of the exterior going by, which went well. Reflections! Annoying reflections aside, I was still hungry, so at this point I decided to head down the train towards the cafe bar. It's quite small and by no means a full-on buffet car, but I nonetheless found it to be a pleasant environment, and the guy working there was also very friendly. The food itself was nothing special, consisting of a hot chocolate, a bag of crisps and a bacon roll. I'm not very imaginative when I order food, so I can only apologise. It was around this point that we arrived at our first stop, Peterborough. Once again, I can only apologise for the reflections on the windows. The next station along the line was Newark Northgate. Now, it's possibly a bit mundane, but in the interest of good journalism, I shall now take a look at the train's onboard toilets.
Please lock the door. The door is now locked.
So, I found that the water didn't work, which is, unfortunate, but the soap did, and so did the dryer. I don't know what to say.
We will shortly be arriving at Doncaster. Train 2.
It was at this point that I'd realised I'd made a grave mistake.
Rotherham, Sheffield,
Well,
and Grimsby Town.
here's the deal. The water isn't working, but the soap is.
If you're leaving us here,
Now I've got
please
soap
make
on
sure
my
you
hands.
take all your personal belongings with
Yeah, I'm gonna get a napkin. Oh well.
With my hands cleaned up, you may have heard the announcement saying that we were approaching Doncaster. So with that in mind, I decided to take a brief look at the station.
you. At Doncaster.
Last time I was here, I just remember passing through it at very low speeds on the Lumo train. We weren't stopping because Lumo has a weird stopping service, but yeah, Doncaster.
And now, time for an interview.
So I'm going to interview my father because I want a bit of an impartial opinion, because I will always be biased towards liking trains. So what is your opinion of this journey? We're approaching York. What's your opinion been so far?
Fast and comfortable, actually. It's been pretty good, I reckon.
You like it overall then?
Yeah.
What do you think of the seats? Because there is a lot of controversy over the seats. A lot of people think they're really uncomfortable, some people think they're fine.
No,
What?
I think they're alright.
You think they're alright?
I don't have a problem with them. I mean, it'd be nice to have some more flexibility in them.
Yeah.
Maybe the headrest, but
I think the real controversy came from the fact that they're not as comfortable as they were on the old trains, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're uncomfortable. At least that's how I
I like
understand
the
it.
extendable tables, the laptops.
And what else do you like?
But they're nice and modern. And they're comfortable, not noisy, and obviously very fast. So good.
So these trains get the seal of approval from my dad. Tick.
That's good.
Alright. See you at York.
On approach to York, I took a brief moment to appreciate the in-carriage network maps and reflect on the journey so far.
Thank you for travelling with LNER.
And here we are at York. Here's a picture of me with the train. Yeah.
And so my train continues its journey to Edinburgh. However, as it was my first time at York Station, I then took the opportunity to look around it, considering how amazing it is. So what exactly did I see? Well, first of all, the main train shed is incredible. It's vast and spacious, and if you take the footbridge, you can really get up close and personal with it. Over the bridge, you can also see the York Tap, which I ended up drinking in the next day. It's a great pub, particularly if, like me, you enjoy watching the trains go by. Also over the bridge, you'll find the old signal box, which has since been converted into a coaster. The other main thing I noticed were a couple of Class 68s, which I got quite excited about, as it's one of my favourite locos, but this was the first time I'd actually seen one in person.
Looks like I was right about this being a load of Mark V coaches. Also, this first class looks very fancy. Look at that, you can see like inside the locomotive. And here's the 68 at the front. Look at that. That's lovely. Oh, it's such a powerful beast. I've got to ride behind one of these trains someday. I look forward to that very much. Yeah, I think that is the first time I've seen, I mean, possibly any 68, but certainly a Transpennine 68, so, yeah.
Also, For some reason, I kept calling it a 66, despite knowing exactly what it was.
66. Class 66. 66.
It wasn't a 66. However, on the way out, there are still many great things to admire. These plaques tell you about the history of the station, and just next to the entrance there's also a massive signal, for some reason. And that's not even all. The station is filled with history, so if you get the chance to, take a look around yourself sometime, and let me know what you find in the comments. Leaving the station, you're greeted with even more history. This is the York City Wall, dating back to the Roman period, and nicely illuminated for all to enjoy.
Alright, so you join me outside York Rail Station, having successfully made it all the way up from London with LNER. I've got to say, I thoroughly enjoyed the experience. I hope you enjoyed watching the experience. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Take a trip on LNER sometime. I would recommend it. I've got a playlist of railway stuff. My whole channel's pretty much railway stuff, so if you like this kind of thing, you can subscribe. If you don't like this kind of thing, then I don't mind. You can carry along your merry way. But I am going to say thank you for watching, because I do appreciate it. And I am also going to say I hope you have a wonderful day. Yeah. Bye.